Yo, what's going on? Hope you're all good. Jumping on today's YouTube. I actually should have done this before I started, but I'm going to turn the exposure down because this is too bright. I don't have a lighting man. I'm not that good yet at YouTube. In the future, I'm going to have a lighting man, a cameraman, a mic guy, or man or woman. Nah, that's just jokes. So yeah, welcome to today's topic. I'm doing a day in the life as well today, so very fucking busy day. But I'm enjoying it. It's fun. And like I said, I want to keep these videos kind of unedited. I want to put this on silent because it's been pinging all day. But yeah, I'm just going to jump into training and performance nutrition today, basically. So what I do around my workout windows. So yeah, I'm going to jump straight in. So a lot of people will mention or comment on my stories on Instagram, for example, like, why'd you eat that? Or what do you eat this? And I follow different bodybuilders and stuff. And they'll do like Q&A boxes and people will be like, what's the best pre-workout? Or what's the best this? Or what's the best that? And like, for me, there's no best like food or like kind of food that's going to get you like a better fucking session, for example. What I will always bring it down to in terms of pre-workout nutrition is digestion. Like, and like if you think like people throw that around in it, it's good for digestion, isn't it? If you're not sure what that means, yeah, like good digestion just means you just feel like you got nothing in your stomach. You feel good. You feel fine. You haven't had a big fucking. You don't need a big nasty shit, or you're not burping and you don't have gas. You don't have wind. You just feel like, oh yeah, that food was sound. Like I don't feel nothing off from it. That's good digestion. Bad digestion, if you eat a meal, you can feel yourself burping. You can feel stomach feels a bit hard. Feel like you need to go to the toilet. Don't feel light on your feet. Feel a bit fucking bit gassy. That's bad digestion. Okay, so whatever foods make you feel empty inside is a good place to start. For me, I use 3 different carb sources for pre-workout food. I'll use cream of rice, I'll use oats, and I'll use rice, basic white rice. Now, I've got clients I have 2 different types of clients. Some of them are more focused on performance and they've been with me for a while, so we tweak things. And people who've been with me for like less than 3 months who are just kind of getting good at dieting, just having some kind of structure. The ones who are getting good at dieting and just getting structure don't need to specifically focus on pre and post workout nutrition. As long as they're just eating the calories and the macros, that's fine. When you start advancing, getting better, doing more, lifting more, you're down on your numbers and there's little margins, then you need to dial in your nutrition. So the way that would look for me is pre-workouts would always be a protein source, and then that protein source again depends on digestion. Personally, I use whey. I'm not a fan of whey, but I use whey. I use prawns. I like using cod. I don't mind chicken, but it doesn't sit too well with me chicken. If I have something like chicken, I can't train in 45 minutes after a vet. Probably like an hour and 30 would I feel good. I would fully avoid the fatty meat. So I wouldn't have a steak, for example. I wouldn't have salmon before the train. I wouldn't have bacon or like a turkey sausage or like a normal sausage. I wouldn't have nothing like that. I wouldn't really have eggs. I just feel like they take too long to digest. Fats break down slower than carbs in your stomach. So the more fats you put in there, it's going to take longer to break down. So I would always avoid that. And that's kind of the main thing I focus on with my digestion before I train. Literally what food's going to sit empty in my stomach. It does sound logical, doesn't it? But like people don't think logically. People always think there's some different explanation or different rule. Or that's so I have a coffee machine that I use, and I also have like powder coffee in the cupboard because I like that sometimes. Like, it's quite weak, doesn't taste strong. I mean, it doesn't feel strong, but like literally, it was the last half a spoonful of coffee, and I bought a decaf one ages ago by mistake, so it's half decaf. I don't even know why I'm drinking it, but anyway, cool story, bro. So that's what I do with pre-workout nutrition, basically, and then I'll move on to post-workout in a second. The last thing about the food you eat beforehand, you will always keep your fats relatively, I wouldn't say high, but low, but you would have fats in there. So if you're running oats, for example, like porridge on the own, 100 gram of porridge on the own, probably got like 5 grams of fat, maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 5 grams of fat, maybe. Maybe a little bit less. 100 grams of cream of rice got no fat. So I would put coconut oil maybe in there. If I'm having rice, I would maybe put oil in there, or I would put, you know, you can have peanut butter, you can probably have some nuts, maybe avocado, something like that. If you really wanted to just put fats in before you train, there's no issue with that. That's going to slow down the absorption of your carbs, going to blunt your insulin response a little bit. Sometimes you'll know what an insulin response is, because if like a normal person would never know that. You know, this is an insulin response. Like, think of when you have a Sunday roast, right? Even if you have a beer and a Sunday roast, you go home, you sit on the couch like this, you're fucked. That's your body's insulin response, because you've had a load of carbs, load of food. Not just carbs, but food as well. So you're like, I'm ready to go to sleep. You don't want that before you train, so that's why you would put a little bit of fats in there. Essentially, you know, oversimplified, of course, but take my word for it. And then post-workout nutrition, you want to kind of do the opposite. You want to take fat out of there. You don't want that to slow down, because you want to kind of refuel and replenish your muscles rapidly. Now, this is going to come back to a point I'm going to make in a second, but put a pin in this, but this is where cravings come from, in my opinion. A lot of the time, people don't replenish post-workout. So, let's say, for example, you've done your session, you come out, your fucking body's fried, you feel tired, you feel like you've just worked. You want some clean protein that's going to digest quickly again. Something similar to what you have pre-workout. Chicken, turkey, cod, prawns, whey, anything like that's fine. You can have carb sources. Cream rice is fine, cereal's fine, oats are fine. You can have rice, you can have fruit. There's loads of things. You can have rice cakes, you can have a ton of different things like that. All them foods have in common one thing: they're low in fat. Okay? So you want to just have a protein source that's clean and digestible with a carb source that's got no fats. So that's going to refuel your muscles a lot quicker, okay? You want that insulin response after you train. That's what's going to make it help you grow muscle. And once your body's signaling that it needs that, nutrients are going to get like transported to them areas that need it rapidly, okay? So that's what I would do with post-workout food. That's what I do with post-workout food, and that's what all of my clients do with post-workout food too. Now, there's a little bit of a difference when you train fasted. A lot of my clients train at 5 a.m. So some of them eat before they train, some don't. The ones who eat before they train, they might just have like a couple of dates. They might just have a bagel with jam. It's never protein. Not never protein, but it's low protein. And then it's moderate to high carb after they've trained with fats. Because like at the end of the day, you want to get some decent food, and you don't want to just like not have no fat till midday. So I would say if you're training fasted, I wouldn't really worry about that too much. And then in terms of my protein sources throughout the week, so you might just see my shopping list, right? People think that my food shop is expensive, and I'll be honest, I'll tell you all now. So I buy a pack of salmon once a week, which is like 6 pieces. So that's £24, £25. Let me make a note of this, because I won't be able to add it now. Fuck it. I'll be able to, let's go on the calculator. So salmon costs £25 for a week. I have probably about 3 packs of chicken, which cost me 30 quid. I have 2 packs of prawns, which cost me £20. I get them from Costco. If you're not on Costco, you need to get on it. I'll buy egg whites. I'll buy 6 litres of egg whites, which cost me 30 quid. Probably up to 10 a week. What else do I eat in my diet? Chicken, salmon, yogurt. £10 worth of yogurt. So my protein sources alone for a week cost £95. Divide that by 7 equals £13 a day. Divided by 6, it's £2.20 a meal. So like, I'd challenge you to go to Tesco and find a high protein meal for £2.20. Do you get me? So like, although you know your protein sources do kind of add to a lot, if you're eating them all day every day, it's not that bad when you look at it that way. I know it's quite off-putting buying protein, the fish, the salmon, the chicken, whatever. But you know, if you divide it by how many meals you eat across the week, it's actually quite cheap, in my opinion. Anyway, £2.20 is reasonable. But yeah, I'm just transparent on kind of, you know, what it costs type of thing. And then I'm gonna go back onto cravings. Okay, so one thing about craving, especially in the night time, I always put it down to not replenishing post-workout. So when I have lads who are saying like, oh lad, I'm craving, I feel like I'm fucked, and you know, I'm just reaching for loads of stuff in the cupboard, chocolate, sweets. I'm always thinking that they didn't replenish post-workout. So all I would do is put like some honey, some jam, some fruit in your post-workout meal. I can honestly promise you that it'll go such a long way. I've done this in the past, right? I'll tell you a story from like when I first started like really getting in shape, like proper do my own diet and proper getting in shape, okay? I would go to the gym, hammer myself, like absolutely hammer myself. I used to live by Sefton Park again. I used to do 2 laps of the park in the morning walking. I used to work in Jag. I'd go to work, finish work, go straight to the gym. After the gym, I'd do 45 minutes treadmill. I'd come home, and then I'd just be like, I'd have like fucking a basic post-workout meal. I think you used to have like whey by itself. And I used to be rattling like by the night time. I used to go to the cupboards. I used to, not all the time, but there was times when I used to eat like, fucking hell, 5 or 6 fucking like jellies, and not jelly individual packets, or like chocolate, or I'd go to Mackey's and get like milkshakes and stuff. Like, I used to crash hard, and I used to think, why am I doing this? And the next day I'd think, ugh, I'm so fucking pissed off at myself. So I'd do an hour and 50 on the Stairmaster, and I'd do 3 laps of the park in the morning, and then I'd dig a hole again, and then what would happen is I'd break my plan again. I'd fall back off and be in that cycle. So like what that was down to, in my opinion, is like you're digging yourself too far into a hole and not recovering after you've trained the net. So for me, if I'm someone who's getting major cravings after I've trained, I would shuttle a lot of carbs. If you're on a calorie deficit, I would shuttle a lot of carbs to your post workout and include some kind of sugar, whether it's from fruit or like from honey or like fucking whatever it might be. So that's a tip that I've learned. I'll tell you the story actually, like this one time, yeah, I was fucking craving so hard after I finished work, and I was like, oh damn, I'm not having a cheat meal until Sunday. It was like Monday night, and I've been hammering myself. So I went to a pizza place and bought 1 slice of pizza, and then I went home, and then I was just thinking, oh, that pizza was heavy. And when I was waiting for the pizza, I ate it. The guy was like, yeah mate, I've put another one on for you there. I was thinking, fucking hell. So I had 2 pieces of pizza. So then I drove home, and then I was thinking, I need to go back and get some more food. So instead of going for more food, I stopped off at the garage by where I used to live, and I got like 3 grenade bars or 2 grenade bars, a pack of jellies, like warm watermelon jellies, and a Halo low calorie ice cream, right? I ate a lot in like 5 minutes. I'm not messing. I nailed a lot of it. And then the pizza was on my mind, so I drove from my house to not Park Road, but Egberth Road, to get a pizza, and I ordered a doner meat and cheese pizza. And when I got outside there, the police pulled me over and was like, oh, we've put a check on your reg, your car's like, it was like no MOT or no something at the time. I was thinking, and they were like, look, if you drive that, we can take your car, we can arrest you, we're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. And I was just thinking, like, this is because I've broke my diet, like literally, like, the police were sound with me in the end, but they didn't let me drive off. But I ate my pizza in the kebab shop, drove home. My God, my stomach was out here. I was in pain. I had so much food. I could feel my heartbeat in my throat like this because I had so much and I was full. My stomach felt rock hard. It was horrendous. But I've broke my diet, trust me, and that's I don't break my diet once now. And it's more mindsets as well, yeah. But like, I understand what makes you want to break plan. And I can guarantee it's your pre and post workout nutrition. Having sugars in is a game changer, trust me. And that kind of brings me to my last point I was going to make about like crash dieting. So a lot of people do like 1 meal a day, or they do like, I'm not having no carbs, and they do fucking fasting, whatever. But all you're doing there, especially if you're doing like high amounts of cardio or steps, you're digging a hole for yourself. You're digging yourself into a recovery hole that you're just not going to get out of unless you crash and break your diet. Like I had it before my Worlds, or before, I can't remember when it was, before my Worlds, and my coach Nick, I was saying to him, Nick, I'm going hypo. So hypo means your blood sugar's too low, you sweat, you go freezing cold, you sweat, like you sweat through your clothes. It's rough. I've got videos of it somewhere. I might show you one time. And basically your body's just like, if you don't do nothing about it, you're fucked. You can die off that kind of shit. So like you need like a Lucozade or a can of Coke or a banana or a dates or some jam. In the past, I've literally gone into my fridge, got a jar of jam, put a tablespoon in and just ate it, and just been like, ugh, and my body just settled down. So after the time after that happened, you fall asleep for like half an hour. and you wake up fucked. But why was I even mentioning that? I took a detour. Oh yeah, so that's what you're doing. You're pulling your body into a hole, and the only way to do that is by replenishing it with food. And like I've had it majorly on prep, but I've not broken my plan. But I've said to my coach at the time, Nick, look, I'm gonna go hypo, and he's like, have a banana ready, or make sure you don't leave it too long before meals. So that's why I would always say, don't crash diets, don't cut food too hard. If you are gonna cut food too hard, just understand that you're gonna have to refeed at some point. You can't do that for weeks and weeks and weeks on end, because you're gonna end up going into like a pit where you're not gonna be full no matter what you eat, and you're gonna absolutely ruin yourself. And then what you're gonna do is feel guilty, get back on the treadmill, do the work your ass off, and get back in that same position. So that's what I've learned about nutrition, like relevant stuff around. Obviously, there's a lot more you can go into in terms of like food and stuff, but in terms of actually going to the gym, training, and why you should eat before and after you've trained for performance and to replenish and to not break your plan and to manage cravings, this is my best advice, genuinely. But yeah, I'm going to wrap that up. I might do some in-person stuff in the gym. The only reason I've been a bit apprehensive is because I need someone. And obviously I have Alex who does my photography and stuff, but I need him to do it all. So I need to book a day in with him where I can do a session. But also, I need something exciting. I don't want to just have a video of me training, because that's boring. This is boring. It's boring if you fucking, yeah. There's no production quality on these videos, like. But the training one might be a bit more entertaining. And like I said, the reason why I'm doing this is because I can talk forever about food and training and diet and structure and routine and plans of shows and clients and journeys and stuff. Because on Instagram it makes you like have like a minute video or a 1 minute 30. So yeah, I'll try and do some more stuff in the gym and basically talk more in detail about like training, because when I have clients in me in person, like I can talk to them about everything in the gym. So I want to just kind of give people a bit of a experience what that's like the level of detail you can potentially go into with someone when it comes to training. So yeah, if you like this video, like it, please leave a comment, just a thumbs up or a bicep emoji, or leave a comment on what you want to see on the next video. The next video is a day in the life, but the one after that. And then if you don't subscribe, because it's literally free, and I want to get my subscribers up to like 100. That's a goal. In fact, I'm going to write it on my board now. Goal to 100 subscribers by next week. No, not next week. But nice one for watching, people. I appreciate it always. See you soon.